A tragedy that I was alerted to, a betrayal of unprecedented proportions when I saw this tweet. If you can believe it, Hasan called Vaush a liberal and said Vaush is to the right of him. LMAO. I know what you're thinking. Surely they jest. I've got bad news for you. I actually have no idea whether or not they jest because I haven't seen the video clip. I haven't seen it. I tweeted about it as though I had seen it, but I haven't actually seen it, you know. This is me being consistent on Twitter, okay? I never read the article or watch the clip before tweeting about it. So let's find out together, okay? Streams, this is where disinformation comes to die. Let's find out together whether or not noted liberal Hasan is dragging me down into the dirt with him. Let's go.
Breaking news, trigger warning, small brain pro-CIA Vaush advocates for the torture of Julian Assange in a sad attempt to hurt those who support him. Wait, what? Is Vaush an advocate for the CIA?
The top of the hour ad break.
No, right? I feel like I can't bring up Vaush on the stream without people who fucking absolutely stan him saying that's not true and not really giving me true information or not. But then more importantly, people who fucking hate him and despise him being like, yeah, he does love the CIA. All bred to.
Actually, this is inaccurate. People who like me and people who dislike me will both say that I support the CIA. That's the thing that makes my fan community special, okay? There's actually no way to tell the difference between people who like me or dislike me online because they say the exact same thing, just with varying degrees of deliberate irony.
CIA and actually support populists to push against fascist leftists on the internet. You are a tool of the State Department to stop Tucker Carlson from bringing about socialism with American characteristics.
Probably.
Yeah.
There we go.
He did the same bit you just did? Oh, really? What is it? Don't know much, but the tankies are 100% sure he is for some reason.
Aw.
Okay, Vaush is not fucking CIA, okay? He's just, just call him a liberal. That's what... Isn't that what the normal term was? Just like we used to call everybody liberals? And now we're just like fucking saying the CIA was for, some of the fucking MLs, the ultra tankies on the internet straight up sound like the fucking meme of being like.
I think this is actually true. I think it used to be that the tankies and like the people aligned with them would just say like liberal at everyone, but liberal doesn't hit as hard as it used to. So now they've gone up to like federal agent CIA stuff because the left has always made jokes about people in their midst being like feds or whatever, because I think a lot of radical groups do that. I mean, the Nazis do it, so that's always been kind of funny. But I think that the discourse has shifted. I mean, I think we have a debate with this guy coming up in like 3 days or something, but there were people on Twitter who literally thought that I was an informant for the feds because I said I was an informant in Antifa, like all of us have been. Or something like I think more people are taking the line quite a bit further than they used to be. Be prepared for his gray zone tank. I don't think that Hasan is a tanky or whatever. I do think that Hasan does definitely lean into the like America bad, therefore like my foreign policy takes are motivated first and foremost by a dislike of America and second by a sort of general understanding of the geopolitical situation given area. I disagree with his shit on Taiwan. I don't know what his takes are on the Ukraine situation, but I don't think he's like a tanky. Like I don't think it's part of some like malicious or like hyper stupid effort to promote other geopolitical interests. I think it's just about the aesthetics of revolutionary politics. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to that sort of thing, like being anti-American is like the biggest part of that whole aesthetic. What's the Taiwan take? I think he doesn't do like Chinese Taipei shit, right? He says like he recognizes Taiwan is an autonomous country, but I think he doesn't think that America should like intervene, right? To or shouldn't respect like their defense or whatever. What do you mean informant for Antifa? Does that mean you worked with or against Antifa? I was a quadruple agent, actually. I signed up with the feds. They planted me in Antifa. I sided with Antifa after I got some, honeypotted with some they, them pussy. and then I started working against the feds. But then the feds, you know, they hit me with he him puss. I don't know that. And anyway, so back against the Antifa, okay, and that's where we are right now. No, the thussy, yeah, but the hussy, I think here. Powerful stuff, yeah, really. It's been a while since I've had some shussy, to be honest with you. All right.
My mom is CIA. She won't let me play with my prop gun and pose in front of the USSR flag. My mom is actually CIA now.
True.
Vaush is 100% more left than you. Yeah, dude.
Love you,
sure. Your left-right dichotomy, I think, is a little flawed if you think that. Maybe on like some social stuff, maybe or like sexuality, gender stuff.
Well, you know, we've got that at least. He's gayer than me, you know.
Potentially, but even then, I don't know. But
Grassy.
I am. Listen, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit what you have to fucking say. But as far as anti-imperialism being a core value of mine, there are not that many people that are further to the left than me. Okay. The only people further to the left than me, supposedly, on their own, the only people that claim to be further to the left than me, as far as like their anti-imperialist rhetoric goes,
it'd be like the gray zone types, right? They would be the ones who do it harder.
Are psychos, okay?
Oh wait, you can't do that. You can't literally do the I'm this far left, and anyone more to the left of me is psychos, and anyone less to the left of me is liberals.
Like actual psychos. I think you associate him two things you hate: debate bros and anarchists, but he's cool. First of all,
I mean, we're talking about me, man.
No, I appreciate Vaush's existence because all the debate bros stay there and don't come into my community, or at least know that or at least they know that they can get their debate lord shit out there and not on this stream. So I love that. That's great.
I do have to wonder though, how much of when he says debate lord is like, it's just destiny, right? I mean, that's what he's saying, really. I don't think my community is that debate brained. You know what I mean? I think that generally you guys are fairly well proportioned in that respect. You know, I think it's largely a sort of destiny holdover thing. To be clear, right, with the anti-imperialist stuff, I don't know what it really means, especially when you get really granular, you know, like the closer you are politically, what it means to be more left than a person. I don't know what that means exactly. With the anti-imperialist stuff, I mean, I guess it really depends on how like effective your ideas are. Because there are people like, what's the most left-leaning anti-imperialist take? Is it just like nuking America? I mean, what's the most? I would think the most anti-imperialist thing that you could do would be trying to bring about a geopolitical situation which has the minimum amount of imperialism as quickly as possible, right? You know, but if you like, from my perspective, you know, giving undue leeway to China would be a pro-imperialist take, just from a different perspective. You know, when a lot of people say anti-imperialist, they really just mean anti-American imperialism, and everything else is just kind of a secondary consideration. So, which is, yeah.
But as far as like anarchism or anarchy goes, I don't hate anarchists. What the fuck are you talking about? I have hella anarchists in this community as well.
Don't get banned again, please.
I just fucking purge homies regularly because they fucking cry and love to they love to center themselves around the conversation.
I don't know what that means.
But
we good?
That's it. Like, I still see use in outlets like the Gray Zone. So it's always funny when they write like dumbass articles like this. You know what I mean? Like, the use I see in outlets like the Gray Zone is that...
What is use?
Let's be real. There isn't that much outside of the neoliberal box of acceptable thoughts when it comes to most avenues of mainstream media. So in a lot of circumstances, them having... You didn't even read it? I'm not even going to read it. It's fucking bullshit. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. Get the absolute fuck out of here, bro. You think I'm going to read that article? Are you crazy? They're doing anti-vaxxer... or sorry... They're targeting vaccinations and doing like anti-vaxxer psyop or whatever. That's so embarrassing. Anyway, the point is this. Okay, I think that, you know, sometimes they do decent work, and then other times they go fucking bananas, and that's one of those bananas ass articles. ultimately, I don't really give a shit, you know? I'm not going to spend a lot of time fucking shitting on them fucking stop.
There's something about the way Hasan talks that makes it literally impossible for me to judge whether or not he's finishing a point. Like, I have no way of telling.
Okay? Because, one, they're powerless.
Pray for me to win in fantasy football.
And I have more important goals to go after, like watching Jubilee videos.
True. You know, I feel like the real stuff here is the people in his chat complaining about me. I think it's like 50-50. Here we go. Vaush is an awful person I wouldn't associate. This isn't like Twitter cancel culture stuff. He's actually a sexual harasser, pro-imperialism, and a transphobe. This person's 16 years old. Comrade Cashew. Oh, wait, there was more there too. Hold on. And transphobia too. Oh, I think that's referring to the gray zone people. Vaush is still banned for C-slur, so be careful. Every time Hasan mentions Vaush, Vaush gets a hard-on. He's too masked for me. Keep it in the fanfics, kids. Lol at that mustache. All right, good discourse there. I think, yeah. I feel like the geopolitical stuff would definitely be Hasan's biggest blind spot. There's massive VDS in Hasan's chat, though. There's massive VDS literally everywhere online that I don't control. And even in the places I do control, there is still... Have you seen my Reddit? I have literally infinite power over that Reddit, and in spite of that, it is still a festering hellhole. So that's just sort of the that's just sort of the state of the world. He did Uyghur Janile shit recently. I didn't see any of that. I really don't know that much about Hasan's political positions. You know, most of what he does, at least everything that I've seen, is kind of like. Do I misuse this word often? I misuse so many words. Let me just make sure I'm using this one correctly. Yeah, okay, I think this is fine. Like, aphorisms. Like, a lot of it is leftist aphorisms, you know? Like, a lot of it is basically like Bernie-crat tier stuff alongside, you know, some very basic sort of left-coded terminology, you know? So you hear stuff like power to the working people and, you know, like healthcare now or this, that, the other. But like it's all like slogan based. I don't know how much I've heard him really dig into like, okay, well, how would a post-revolutionary system be organized? Or like what mechanisms would you use to bring about the best likelihood of this succeeding or that? I don't know. I don't know how much. Yeah, I don't know about like the specificity. But in terms of the foreign policy stuff, that's if there was ever anything I wanted to. Well, realistically, you know, I if I ever did talk to Hasan, it would basically just be me, you know, trying to farm subs from his audience. You know what I mean? I'd do like a little dance and stuff. But assuming we had a real conversation, which would be nice, the geopolitics stuff would be the main thing that I'm kind of curious about. You know, like how much he's thought about it, I guess. He'd agree on most things, he'd be boring. Well, I'd wonder about the geopolitics stuff. I don't really know. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. I feel like we would probably agree on the long-term abstract sort of end state things, but we would probably disagree significantly on a few things. One of the largest ones being the potential threat posed by non-American geopolitical interests, you know, and what should be done about it. But apart from that, yeah, it'd be fine. I've never been a big fan. He agrees. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't watch Hasan. The only long form Hasan content I have ever watched was his playthrough of Subnautica, which was great. I've got no complaints. It was good content. I like Subnautica. He was afraid of fish. It works, you know. Not nearly as himbo as you think he is. He just doesn't talk about theory as much. I don't talk about theory that much. It's not about being a himbo or not, you know. It's about the mechanisms by which you... It's something that I've taken issue with, I think, with a lot of people in the online left, you know, in that the distinction between propagandizing and like real informative substantive political messaging is really blurry. There's always going to be an element of propagandizing in any kind of political messaging, but you know, I think you should try to inform people, give them a holistic view that you could walk away from with like a really cohesive understanding of stuff. And I try to do that here. Obviously, I don't always succeed, but you know, we try. You see. Hasan kind of runs the gambit of leftist thought. He hypes up Nordic social democracy constantly, but then also talks about full public ownership. Yeah, like, again, a bit aphoristic. You'll understand, right? Not a big deal.